Pressure is mounting against Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, ranging from FBI investigations for bribery and abuse of office to his role in the Trump rally that resulted in rioters storming the U.S. Capitol last week. Now, Texas Democrats are calling on the state legislature to investigate. Here to talk about this is State Representative Chris Turner. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to be with you this evening.
So you've called for the Texas legislature to investigate Attorney General Paxton. What do you know so far about his involvement in last week's events in Washington?
Well, thank you for having me. There's two key important points here. First of all is the lawsuit that Attorney General Paxton filed, which was a fraudulent lawsuit that was summarily dismissed by the United States Supreme Court. Because it was not a serious lawsuit. But in that lawsuit, General Paxton tried to have the votes thrown out from several states around the country and try to overturn the presidential election. We don't do that in America. And states don't sue other states to try to overturn their free and fair elections. And so that's the first thing. But that lawsuit, while it was thrown out, helped create this mad rush to and fan the flames of Donald Trump's conspiracy theories and his followers in believing that the election was somehow stolen from them, when in fact we know it was not. Secondly, on top of that, Paxton showed up at the White House last week, spoke to this rally, fired up that crowd right before Donald Trump spoke, and then they left that place, marched on the Capitol, and we have several people dead. And for the first time since the War of 1812, the U.S. Capitol was stormed. So I think Paxton needs to pay for that.
Yeah, a protest was held today in front of the AG's office. Protesters want him to resign, and if that doesn't happen, they want the legislature to impeach him. What do lawmakers hope to accomplish with the investigation, and is impeachment the goal?
Well, I think there's several options the legislature can look at. I think the facts are fairly well known, so I don't think a lot of investigation is needed, although my office is continuing to pursue open records requests with Paxton's office that have not been answered in full yet. There are some more facts we need to learn, but we just need to hold him accountable. And so the options, I think, are fairly straightforward for the legislature to hold him accountable. Impeachment, censure. We can restrict the use of funds that his office receives from the state when we write the budget. And we can pass laws to remove jurisdiction from his authority. Any and all of those things, I think, should be on the table because what he's done is outrageous. It's an embarrassment to our state, and he helped create an insurrection last week in Washington, D.C.
Going back to the investigations and what they may include, would they include previous allegations like bribery or abuse of office that are already being looked into by the FBI?
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of all the problems that General Paxton has. My understanding is those very serious allegations that were made by people in his office, his own staff that he hired, those are under investigation, as I understand it, by state and potentially federal law enforcement authorities. So I will certainly want to see the results of that investigation. That is something the legislature could choose to look at. That is possible, yes.
Final question. You know, Republicans hold a majority in both chambers of the Texas legislature. Have you heard of any support from Republicans for these investigations?
Well, no, I haven't yet, but our legislature begins its session tomorrow, so I'll be talking to my colleagues over the next days and weeks. I will tell you this, I think a lot of Republican lawmakers agree that Ken Paxton is an embarrassment to our state and he's an embarrassment to their party. And are tired of his antics. And so I hope that there will be bipartisan interest in saying, sending a strong message that what he has done is not acceptable to the Texas legislature.
All right. State Representative Chris Turner, thank you so much for sharing your time and perspective with us tonight.
Thank you.